Has this ever happened to you? You come off the court after you played a match and you lost, and you really don't know exactly why? And trust me, that happened to me as well. Mostly when I was a junior, and yeah, I didn't know what had happened, but I had the benefit that I had really good coaches that had charted my matches and then helped me dissect exactly what happened, and also helped me develop the tactical skills I needed, and specifically, what are the things that you need to look at to quickly figure out what your opponent likes, what they don't like, and how you can use that information to develop a game plan. Not many recreational players obviously have the benefit of having a coach watch their matches and get statistics, unless they get the SwingVision app. In this video, I'm going to show you how I'm using the SwingVision app, specifically the heat maps and the statistics, the data, to develop game plans. And of course, that is in retrospect, but that is exactly the way that I learned watching matches and also charting them, reading the data then, to understand the patterns that I first saw on film and paper, to then take that knowledge and really quickly run basically through checklists on court. Is this what they like? Is this what they don't like? How can I look at this and immediately use it on court to develop a game plan? If you use my link down below, you receive a free swing stick with your Pro subscription. This is what you're using to fix your phone to the fence. It's worth $100, and for a limited time only during the holiday season, my link gives you a discount for the Pro subscription that brings the cost down to $12 only per month. This also comes with free international shipping and a 60-day money-back guarantee. I've specifically chosen some footage, of course, that I captured in my SwingVision app that I think is very representative for the level of players that are following me, intermediate players. Here I'm playing some points with my friend Diego, and you see very clearly that he prefers his forehand. He's very active with that shot. But he's not doing a whole lot of damage with his backhand. And if we now dive into the SwingVision data, we can learn more. So we're looking at the hitting position heat map. And in this case, I am the player and Diego is my opponent. And you know what you're looking at, which of the two is highlighted. So right now we're looking at my opponent's hitting position, and right away what I notice, we did hit quite a bit through the middle. He loves his forehand quite a bit more than his backhand. And of course you can look at your opponent's shots in this very simple pie chart. You do see that the green outweighs the orange here, so very clearly he prefers his forehand. What does that mean for me? I'm either going to attack it, or when I'm in trouble, I'm trying to neutralize the ball by going to his backhand. The second thing that I'm noticing here is there is a big chunk, especially off the forehand, where he is very deep behind the court. So it's a fairly passive court position. I can attack the front of the court. Off of my forehand, I want to try to pull him out wide to his forehand so I can then attack the backhand. Or, of course, one of the patterns I loved when I played, using my slice to about this area here, because not only does it go to his not preferred side, he also now has to move up. So next thing that I'm going to look at is the shot placement. Where does my opponent hit those balls? Now, 70% for starters, deeper than the service line, is not necessarily bad. But if we had a second line right here that cuts the backcourt into two, we're seeing that this area here, that has a lot of balls sitting in there. And it is those balls that I want to attack. And by attacking, I mean I am moving up. So now we're looking at me here, and you do see that I have a fairly aggressive court position at all times. You can add more angles, exactly what I said I was going to do, and B, you take time away from your opponent. And if you then go to your opponent's weaker side, that is when good things happen. Now, of course, we can also, again, look at this in the opponent's shot statistics. These numbers here, this is something that I would tell Diego, they need to go up. Another great way to use SwingVision is to use the filter functions. I can select the player, go into done, and of course I want to check the backhand here. And if I'm just looking at all 166 balls, I can see, for instance, if I hit the ball up a little higher, if I hit it a little shorter, how does he react? How does he react when I'm pulling him wide? So that's another great way to really hone in on one specific shot. Let's look at the points again with the information that we got from looking at the heat maps and the statistics. So ball through the middle could have been, of course, a little deeper, but clearly Diego wants his forehand. I needed to work harder on that one because, of course, I get in trouble when I hit those shorter balls. You see me being pulled out wide. Defensively, I know I can now go to his backhand. He has to hit very precise shots to beat me with his backhand. Which in this case, he does. Now, I made the mistake that I didn't recover a little further back so I can approach that ball here at an angle because I'm hitting a fairly short ball. And he does beat me down the line, which is okay. If he can do that all day long, he's the better player. But I got information and I had that backed up with the data. Looking at this point, to my mind, he really needed to move up to that last ball. Again, not too good of a ball. It sits kind of in no man's land there a little bit, but Diego doesn't get up there enough to really hurt me with it. And I can play exactly the ball that I was talking about. And you see here how far he's being pulled out. And I see that, so I can already move in there. We've seen the points, we've seen the data. When do you look for those patterns? Because most of the time, obviously, you're not going to have footage from your opponent somewhere that you could feed into the SwingVision apps. So you're starting right in the warm-up to look for that. Deliberately feed some balls straight through the middle, pull them out a little wider to the forehand, pull them out to the backhand, mix in some higher ones, some shorter ones. Are they letting the ball bounce twice on shorter balls? Are they not moving back on deeper balls? Do they run around their backhand like Diego did? And then, of course, you carry that on into the first 1 or 2 games. How do they react to your serves? How do they react to your returns? And over time, the more you do this, the more you watch matches, the more you watch specific points, you will see that you immediately are starting to check those things on court the second you start to hit. So we figured out that our opponent has a weaker backhand in the sense that he can't do as much damage as on the forehand. Clearly, Diego steps around, he wants his forehand, he's aggressive with it, he hit a bunch of winners that way, but he also didn't just give me free points on the backhand. So one of the ways, of course, that you can work on that is you're not just hitting the same ball over and over. Mix up everything. Next time you hit your regular cross court with your practice partner or the machine, you cannot hit the same ball twice. So that was a little flatter, putting a little bit more pressure on them, taking time away from them. Can drop back a little bit and roll it with more depth. Can slice it. So also from this angle, you see that I have all kinds of options to go cross court. That's shorter. Slice, that was a little flatter. I can move in a little bit more and take time away from them. I can roll the ball, heavy topspin. I can outright drop shot, although that was miserable. But I do not want to give them the same ball twice. That's the ball I want. And at some point, yeah, I can go down the line because now I established them on the backhand. Now the forehand is open. Of course, you can outright attack the backhand. You want to force them basically to pass you with their not preferred side. Again, they might miss, or they give you easier volleys, and or also a lot of balls that will just kind of sit around the middle, and again, you're attacking those. If you want to learn more ways on how to smartly play and win more matches that way, check out this video.